Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the RFD show. We are super excited to bring you an amazing podcast. Today, I'm joined on the other line by the Jackal, aka Jock. Jock, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good in yourself.
Good, good. Can't complain. Very excited. This is our second episode for this year, and I'm just so excited for a year, hopefully full of international rugby. Huh? What do you think?
Mm. Yeah, really excited to see some rugby again. I mean, it's just a matter of time. Then Super Rugby Aotearoa starts again. Super Rugby AU starts again. There's some Northern Hemisphere rugby and all that stuff coming up. We have the good possibility for Lions to South Africa this year. So really excited to see some big rugby coming up.
Super cool events. I'm very keen for all that rugby. But in this episode, we want to discuss a bit of local rugby because we are closing into the end of this spectacular combined Super Rugby Unlocked slash Currie Cup tournament. I almost said final. We are heading towards the basically the playoffs. And this weekend we'll see the Bulls take on the Lions. Now, of course, I know that my fellow RFD team members are. They said their blood is blue. I don't know if you need to go to a doctor or something, but the Blue Bulls are strong in representation in this team. What do you think is going to happen, and who do you think is the players that we need to look out for regarding their team, provincial team, and also just international colors,
Yeah, well, if you look at the Bulls versus Lions game, the Lions have put out a very strong team to face the Bulls. You have a few big names there. You have Yanni Duplessis, you have Willem Alberts, Jaco Kriel, Vincent Chituka, Andre Warner, who's a former Bull. You have Alton Jantjies, Burger Odendaal, also a former Bull. Um, Wandile Similani in on the center, and then you have um, this wing, Stian Pienaar is a very big guy, fast guy, can run around you, all that stuff. So you have a really good pack for the Lions. You have a good back line, and they've played together for a while now. So it's going to be very difficult for the Bulls to stop them. But on the other hand, you also have good scrummagers for the Bulls in Liso Koboka, Skalki Erasmus, Trevor Nyakane. You have Marco van Stalen who can steal the ball, who can run hard at you. They call him Escom because he puts people's lights out, they say. And then you have the veterans, Dwayne Vermeulen, Mornay Steyn. You have Cornel Hendricks and the the young, exciting center Stedman Gans, and of course Kurtley Arendse is also a sevens player. Stedman Gans sevens player. Cornel Hendricks also a sevens player, and you have the fullback David Creel. And just quickly in the bench, also you have Miller Ace on the Bulls side, Arno Botha on the Bulls. You have
mm.
Rowan Dreyer, Carlos Sadi, and Dan Creel in the Lions. So really good packs, uh, really good teams overall. So the bench is also going to be um, really vital for them. You have strong benches, so it's going to be a really good game, I think.
Yo, it's an interesting lineup that we are seeing here in front of us. I'm just wondering a couple of mismatches or a clash between two or three of them. So just a couple that I want to mention, and I would like your take on it as well. Um, with the forwards, I think Trevor against Yanni in the scrummages would be very interesting to see. Of course,
Mm.
they are scrummaging to their opposite. So he will go against Lizo Ngoboko. And I think, I hope I pronounced his surname correctly, Ngoboka. Um, because he's young and he's powerful. And I know Yanni has lots of experience, but I feel, I want to back the young bull here, no pun
Mm.
intended with that. But I really believe that's going to be an interesting matchup, and see if Yannick can step up to the plate, keep his, shoulders right, his level right, don't go in too quickly or whatever the technical terms are, what I'm trying to mention. But I think that's going to be an interesting matchup in the scrummages. Then, of course, Willem Alberts. I mean, I don't even wish my enemies to play against this bloke. He's the certified bone crusher. So we'll see what he's going to do in that second row position. But then let's go to the number 6, the one you just said, Marco van Staden, which is a prospect for the ages, has such good talent, is a good fetcher, a good all-round player. But he's going against one of the, I would say, underrated, undervalued players in South Africa. I mean, this guy, Jaco Kriel, he is a
Mm.
phenomenal player. I mean, his resume is already speaking for itself. So, what do you think between the two? Do you think they match up evenly? Do you think Yaku is head and shoulders above Marku? I know you need to put your bias aside for a moment, because I know you
Yeah.
are a Bull supporter, but just match them up 1-1. What do you think? And let me hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with you. Jaco Kriel is probably one of the more underrated players in South African rugby at the moment. It's just that he had a lot of injuries throughout the years, and I think that's what kept him out of the international team for a while, because he really deserved to be there. But yeah, great matchup. Both of them have similar styles of play. For me,
Hmm.
they're both fetchers. They can run hard at you. I think Jaco Kriel is more, uh, I would say, all round type of player, because he can also is very quick. So he can also run a line for you and break through, and he can do his offloads, all that stuff. So I think that's going to be a very interesting um, battle between the two because of similar styles. Other two that's also similar styles of play is the number 10 jerseys of Morne Steyn and Elton Yankees. I mean,
Hmm.
that's also going to be a battle between those two. So I don't know what you think about those two.
It's difficult because Mornay, such a good player. They both, for me personally, have a similar style of play, and I know I'm gonna get heat from some of the Lion supporters, because, like, how dare you, compare Alton to Mornay? No, they have almost a similar type of play, in the sense of they would 99 out of 100 times they would most often pass the ball as quickly as possible to their inside center,
Yes,
which
I agree.
Andre Pollard would sometimes, like more than 10 or 15 out of that 100, will attack the line and try to create a gap, which that's the main difference between the two. I mean, great kickers. Mordenstein was one of the best kickers of his era, and he I'm not going to say he was solely responsible for winning the '09 against the British and Irish Lions, the tournament, or the tournament that we had against them, because he did made the last kick, that 55 meters, because Ronan O'Gara hit him and stuff like that. Um, I'm paraphrasing, of course. I know all the rugby lovers, all South African lovers know that game, and Mornay won that game for us, but not single handedly. I need to point that out again. Then Alton played very well when Mornay gave him a bit of a chance. Mornay went overseas and he got the time, but they're very similar. So I'm gonna say, like, they are both matching up very well against each other. I think Flair, I'm definitely going Alton. If I think
Yes.
defense, I literally don't know which one to choose. I'm I'm
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, I would probably, if I have to, favor Mornay, but like with 1% more.
Yes.
Like, that's all.
Yes.
That's I'm not even, they are matching up quite nicely. But where the mismatch, or where I'm very excited to see this game, and we need to go to the next game as well. But this game is very interesting. Is the inside center pairing? I I
Mm,
am feeling a bit not worried, but excited to see how the inside pairings will work out. Because Cornel Hendricks was a wing for most of his
yes.
professional career. Of course, a sevens player. Then he moved from wing to outside center, which he played quite a while. And he's been in, I'm not sure this is his first starting as 12. I'm not sure. But this is going to be interesting. Let's say, yeah, you will know this. Did he play inside center the last couple of weeks, starting at 12, or moved to 12?
Yes, yes. No, is center because he and Stedman Hans is building a
A
solid
partnership.
partnership there in the centers.
Absolutely. And I think that's very interesting for me to see how it's going to develop, because Cornell for me is not the best player in my opinion. I think he can be a solid player. I think if he pitches up today, he can be a phenomenal player. But he needs someone with flair on the outside, and I think Hans is a great prospect for South African rugby. But here's the kicker: is I said this in a previous podcast. I've both said it to you and Daniel, off air, is that I would like to see Stedman Hans and Similane play together in center.
Mm,
I've said it both times. I think I think maybe Hans at inside and Similane at outside can really work out, and that's my personal opinion. You can go check out their builds. Similane is heavier. He is, I think, a bit taller. I can't say about quickness or anything like that with speed. I'm not sure, but what the stats could tell me is he's a bit of a bigger bloke, so he can also move to inside rather and then Hans it outside. But it's
mm,
something to speculate with. And I really hope to see them both in international colors in the next couple of months, maybe years to see. So that's going to be very interesting. And then, of course, Berger Wedendal, previous Bull, he's probably giving lots of information to the Lions team to hope and to get them to get the W against the Bulls, because as the stat shows, they are quite tight in that, but the Lions is fourth on the log. Bulls is first on the log, 8 to 5 wins. They are a bit stronger at this moment.
mm.
With that being said, uh, let's hear your pick for this match, the Jackal.
Yeah, I'm not going off my supporting team, so
Of
gonna
course.
go the Bulls by
Mhm.
6 points. They played against each other in the beginning of January, and the Bulls won by 7 points. But it was also quite a tight game. So I think the Lions with a better squad now, they have more depth, they have strong packs, and all of that. It's going to be a very good game. Hopefully, it's a dry game because we never know here in the high felt. So yeah, I went Bulls by 6, but I'm quite skeptical. I'm quite tense about this game, so hopefully the Bulls can put it through. But again, if the Lions do, they deserve it 100%.
Okay, awesome. I love that response. I've made the pick for the Lions, going for the underdogs in
Okay.
this side. Um, a couple of points, like I mentioned, I think the centers I would back Berger and Similane over Hans and Cornell, and that's one of my major points of view. There is, however, a couple of points where I'm scared at. I'm scared for the backs in the scrums.
Mm,
I'm not sure if Yanni will be that good against Lizo. That's basically my main point. But then of course, Albert, come on, he's gonna keep that back ready. And so at the end of the day, the main thing, the main difference for me between the two is Dwayne. Thor, come on, you can't forget that guy. Um,
Yes.
so I'm going with the underdogs. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy win at all. Stats shows the Bulls as this one. And just to point also this out from our Super Brew platform that we're playing at on Super Brew, of course, the stats are showing the Xerox Lions are the underdogs with a I'm sorry, betting match from 3.65. So for every one you 1 to 3.65 ratio, and then the Bulls only for 1 to 1.27, which is showing it's not as tightly matched up. They really think the Lions is the underdogs in this matchup.
Yeah, I agree with you, but still going to be a very good game. If the Lions pitch up and the Bulls don't, it's going to be a hectic game.
It is going to be a hectic game. I completely agree. And then let's quickly go through the the other match. Of course, my team, the Province, against the South Sea Sharks. Let me just quickly go through a couple of names that we definitely going to look forward to seeing. It's of course Alistair Vermaak, Bongi Mbonambi, and Frans Malherbe, which is in the front row for the Province. Then Schikkerling and Murat at 4 and 5. The second row, of course, Sia Kulisi, Johan Dutoit, and Jarno Augustus at the 6, 7, and 8. Herschel Jantjies, Tim Swill. Then, of course, the center pairing, Rikus Pretorius and Daniel Duplessis. Sergio Peterson and Damian Willemse, of course, at the back. We all know them. Again, I was thinking about Sergio in the last couple of weeks. I saw his first game playing for the Eastern Province when he was 19 years old or 18 years old. I can't remember. And how he has developed as a rugby player is very interesting to see. Then, of course, from the South Sea Sharks, we have Ox Noche, which is one of the best props, I think, and he's going to stand out in this game definitely against France. And then, of course, Thomas de Toy on the other side of the pack. Dylan Richardson, Hinku Venter, and Sekobochi Noche, which is the loose trio. Nuhamba, uh, we are going to discuss him right now. And Kerwin Bosch at
Yes.
the 9 and 10. Then, of course, Marius Lowe and Lucanio Am at center pairing. And then the number 15, which we can't also forget the 14, Spu Nkosi, and Apile Fasi, which is a prospect as well. We are going to just quickly discuss. And then on the benches, I'm not going to go through all of them. Of course, these are all, you know, public data that you can go watch yourself. Interesting to see they have gone through a couple of changes on the benches that we are still awaiting for confirmation. So I'm not going to go through the whole bench and um, go through that. So let me hear from you, Jock. Which do you think is the standout clash between this game? 1-1. Who do you think has a dominant, person or player against the opposition player? And then we'll go through the back line as well.
Oh, there's so many battles that's going to happen here. If I'm just quickly going to go through them, France Malherbe versus Oxenchair.
Mm.
France with the um, Springbok player. You have Oxenchair, who's also an extremely good scrummager, also
Mm.
underrated player for me. You
Yes.
have um, Sia Kolisi coming, uh, captaining his side, but a duel that I would like to see happen, and it's going to happen, is the number 8 jersey, Jono Augustus
Yes.
versus
Yeah.
Sikombuzo Noche. You have the number
Mm.
9s, Herschel Jantjies and Nohamba, who wants to take his place in the Springbok side. You have number 10, Tim Swill, who's very consistent in his kicking. You have Kerwin Bosch, who's
Mm.
a great player, also good kicker. And then you have um, the wings. Angelo Davids versus Sabun Corsi. You have Sergio Peterson versus Yao Pengse. And you have the fullbacks who, for me, is the two players who needs to put their hand up for Springbok selection. We have Fassi and you have Damien Willemse. I think that's going to be a huge battle, personally for them and against each other. So for me, the number 8, 9, and 15 jerseys going to have big battles on their hands.
Absolutely. I can't agree with you more. I think the one thing that we need to know is Noche is a overall very talented sports person. Noche.
Mm,
He's not physically the biggest, but he's very athletic. Noche is very
yes.
athletic. Where Augustus is big, powerful, run through you. And I think that's where the matchup is going to be very interesting. Is can Augustus or whoever is going to be on Noche to defend Noche, can they keep up with his pace? Because I think if it's just
Yes.
about a pace battle, Noche is going to win easily. But strength wise, of course, Augustus I think has a good matchup. But then to get back to the nines, I am very scared of Nuamba. Nuamba, he shocked me when we played that gold and green match in last
Yes.
year, and he literally shocked Herschel. Like you could see on his face, he was shocked because Nuamba's pace is quicker. He's quicker on the ball than Yankees, and Yankees isn't even slow. I mean,
Yeah.
he isn't even slow. So I think Nuamba, if he can get in Yankees' head, quicken the game, I think it's going to be difficult. If Herschel keeps his cool, keeps his knowledge of the game at a good pace, I think that will work out well. But if Nuamba gets into Herschel's head, it's going to be very
Mm,
difficult. Of course, Tim Sweel against Kerwin. I need to favor Kerwin. He has been putting up his hand up consistently over a couple of years, not just one
yeah.
season. And the only downfall of Kerwin Bosch is his weight. And I am not even one of those. You need to weigh 150 kilograms, otherwise you can't get selection of the Springboks. I'm not that
Mm,
guy at all. But I've seen how many times they drop him off just because he is a bit lightweighted, and they want big guys against New Zealand and Australia and those players. But hopefully he'll get more of a starting position in the Springboks in the next couple of years because there are players fading out. That's just
yes.
normal. So that's going to be interesting. And then the last one that I'm going to mention is Dame Willemse and Fossey. This is a matchup, and I'm very excited. The one thing that I just need to point out here is that they are both very skilled. They are both great under the high ball. But again, pace wise, speed wise, I think Fossey is head and head and shoulders above Willemse, and that scares me a lot. Um,
Mm,
So we will need to see if he can get in line breaks. If he can, it's going to be very interesting how they're going to defend him. Same goes for when Damien, if he can get line breaks over the advantage line, how will Fossey defend him? That's going to be very interesting to see. But overall, a great matchup. Of course, I am going to go with my pack. I'm going to go with the Western Province. I'm only backing them by 6 because I believe both of these matches is at such a high quality and they're going to go out and leave everything on the pitch. And for that, it's not going to be a high scoring game. It's probably going to be like a kick or two.
mm,
Um, so yes, the odds are also a bit closer with this game than the previous game that we mentioned. Sharks are going to be the underdogs in this game with 1 to 2.4 and the province 1 to 1.55. So this is a bit closer than the previous game. Jock, let me hear your thoughts about the players, like I just mentioned, and then of course your picks as well.
Okay, yeah. So the players, I totally agree with you. For me, Willems is is the heavier guy, but is not uh, not like a slouch or anything. So he's also very quick. He has very good footwork. Same goes for Fassi. So that's going to be the good battle to watch. Um, for me, Nohamba stands out at the moment over Herschel Yankees. So if there's going to be a Springbok squad announced, let's say after the weekend, I would definitely put Nohamba's name there. Um, yeah, Gerwin Bosch, I totally agree with you. His weight is his downfall at the moment, but like you said, there's a few players that's getting older now, so we don't know how many years they have left. So yeah, I think he's always there in the mix with the Springbok team. So hopefully he can get his spot there and cement his place in Springbok rugby because I think he deserves it. Just somebody from the bench, some few guys that I would like to see play well, or just make an impact. Somebody like Ruan Nal. I know there's not a lot of fans for him in our community that we know, but I would like to see him make an impact in the midfield, and
Mm.
then Mani Lebok on the Sharks, Jeremy Ward, also from the Sharks. They can they can how do you say it, make a big impact. The bench also can do some damage there, and get a win for whoever team they're playing for. But I also went for the Western Province. I went by 5 points. I also think it's going to be a tight game, maybe a try late in the game. But yeah, if you look at the previous games, also they played, both of them played 10 games. They won 7 games, so it's really close between the two. It's just who pitches up that day, who has the better um, team, and who plays better together, if I can say it like that. So yeah, uh, Western Province by 5, and hopefully also a good game to watch. We don't want boring semi-finals.
Yes,
That's not
come on.
how we do it in South Africa. So yeah, hopefully we will see 2 good games this weekend.
I agree with you completely. With that being said, I have a question of the day for everyone who is listening to this episode just a couple of hours before the games, or maybe even after the games. Who do you think is going to replace Dwayne Vermeulen in the number 8 jersey in the Springbok side? Because we have two wonderful matchups here in the province and Sharks teams respectively, to see how they can match up and maybe become a bigger guy or bigger name for the Springboks jersey. At the moment, Thor is still playing phenomenal rugby. So let me
Mm.
know, what do you think? That's the question of the day. Do you think they have the guts and the glory to replace Dwayne at the moment, or are they going to keep him for a couple of more years and have him in that role like a Victor Matfield, almost till the end. So
Yeah,
yeah, hit me up. Let me know. We are on all social media platforms, so you can hit me up there. Jock, thank you so much for your time, and it's
thank you.
been amazing discussing these two matches. It's going to be very interesting, and we'll of course update you guys on Twitter and so on after the games and during the games and stuff like that. For everyone who is listening to this episode, I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate your time and your energy. And then till next time, hashtag RFD family.